Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Tina from Tina's Talk Time. If it's your first time here, well then thank you for popping in. And if you're one of my regular loyal subscribers, thank you for coming back. Now in today's video, I'm going to do part 2 of my recent holiday in Benidorm video. It's probably a little bit mixed up because I did get a bit mixed up with it, but I'm hoping it'll be okay. I've tried to film as much as I could for you. And I also just want to explain why I arrived back in a wheelchair. When I was on holiday, about halfway through the holiday, the back of my knee felt as if I'd sprained it or something, but I hadn't, I hadn't had any injury. But I did notice that well, it was painful to walk. I was limping a little bit. And I did, in the end, buy a walking stick, a portable, one of the folding walking sticks from one of the tourist shops, because there's so many of them, just to help me, because it was quite painful, Anyway, then when I got back to the UK, as we were unloading the luggage, the luggage comes round on a carousel. Now my family say it's because I took too many clothes with me. When they felt the weight of my case, they said it was ridiculous, and maybe it is, I don't know. It's difficult at this time of year to know what to take, because I did pack quite a few jumpers because I thought it might be cold, but we were blessed with such good weather, but you don't know, do you? Anyway, as I was lifting the case off the carousel, I twisted my knee. The weight of the case swung me around and it twisted my knee. It's difficult trying to grab them off, isn't it, on your own? I mean, Linda told me off because she did say she would have helped me with it. But, she has walking difficulties and I was conscious of that. Anyway, honest to God, I can't tell you how much pain it was. It was so painful, and I felt such an idiot. I couldn't put any weight on it at all. I had to sit down. It was making me feel sick. I didn't know what I was going to do. Anyway, they brought me a wheelchair. I couldn't weight bear on it at all. So and my son-in-law and daughter were picking me up from the airport, but I had to message them to say they'd have to come in, because with all the luggage, Linda has walking difficulties as well from a foot injury she had years ago, and we just couldn't manage the cases. And me, because by this time I was in a wheelchair, because I just couldn't walk. Anyway, they came in, my daughter and son-in-law came in. They had to bring Peggy in. They'd taken Peggy to the airport with them. So anyway, they managed to get me into the car and I got home. And honestly, what a struggle it was getting off the drive into the house. It really was a struggle. I did have to, I used the walking stick, but even then I just couldn't weight bear on my leg at all. So anyway, that was that. Got in, they saw that I was okay, and my son was coming home from work, so I think they waited till he came, but it was so painful. Anyway, the next day, my daughter wanted to take me to A&E, but I said, the thing is, I knew I hadn't broken it. I don't know why I knew I hadn't broken it, but I hadn't broken it. And I said, anyway, to cut a long story short, I went to the walk-in centre and eventually saw this really nice doctor who he gave me a really thorough examination, and he said, I've torn either my muscles or my ligaments. I can't remember which he said, or whether he said both or what. And he said it will get better, but it'll just take time to heal and to rest it. So anyway, he gave me some strong painkillers and some antibiotics, and because I'd also got a water infection, a UTI, and I can tell you, I had to go to the loo that many times and I couldn't, by then, my son, we did have a wheelchair that was my late husband's. My son had got the wheelchair out and I had to wheel myself to the bathroom with it, It was really bad. Anyway, to cut a long story short, it's now, nearly a week. It's a week tomorrow we came back. and I can weight bear on it now. I can manage walking without a stick, but I wouldn't dare go out without a walking stick. And it is painful when I walk. I'm still taking the painkillers, and it is painful. It feels like, well, it feels like I've torn a muscle, you know, I suppose. That's the only way I can say. And my hip and my ankle hurt with it. But anyway, it's all good because it's on the mend, it's getting better. And I was gutted really because on the Friday as we came back, we were going to my daughter's friend's 40th birthday, Helen. I'm so sorry, Helen, I couldn't go, but I couldn't go. I wouldn't have been able to make it. But she'd planned such a lovely party, and I know it will have been a fabulous party because I went to her 30th and that was fabulous. So, but this weekend I am supposed to be going to a ladies' evening, so hopefully I will be able to manage with a stick, although I'm a bit worried about what shoes to wear. I'll have to wear some sort of flat shoes. I couldn't wear anything with a heel. So I'll be sorting through to see if I can find any flat shoes. Anyway, I just want you to sit back now and watch the video. I just thought I'd explain what had happened because I know a few of you, I had put a community message out to say I didn't do the Sunday Sunshine show. I just didn't feel up to doing the video, you know. I was just in a lot of pain. But it is getting better, it's on the mend, and I did feel confident with what the doctor did give me a very thorough examination, you know, so I did feel confident with what he said. So hopefully, he did say it'd take time, but he said it's muscular ligaments or whatever, rather than, I've obviously twisted or torn a muscle or a ligament. I don't know the difference. But the funny thing is, it was bothering me before I did that. So what caused it in the first place, I don't know. Probably too many clothes in my case, I don't know. Anyway, sit back and enjoy the video. And I'll just pop on at the end to say goodbye. Okay, thank you. See you in my next video. Bye. Well, as you can see, we're outside at the pool again. This is at the front of the hotel opposite the beach. I didn't show you the jacuzzi last time. There is a hot tub here. We didn't go in it. And then Linda sat here by a little ornamental pool. It's neither a hot tub nor the pool, but you could put your feet in it if you wanted to. It's nice. It's Settamon's Gardens. It's really, really nice. Then this is us out on the promenade at the front. You know, we took a walk down the promenade. We did that most days, one way or the other. It's so nice. Can you see all the invalid cars? There's so many of those invalid trikes. They have them in all different sizes, double ones, tandem ones, one's behind the other, you know, next to one another. You really, you know, if you wanted to hire one, there's lots to hire. I'm not sure how much they were, but I could have probably done with one of those at the airport coming home. So that we walked down to the square. There's a square. This is at the back of the promenade. We just walked up towards the square. We actually went and had an ice cream at McDonald's. We had a McFlurry. It was quite a hot day. In fact, I think I show you the temperature. It went to 21 and then it went up to 22. This is me in a shop. I bought another pair of pyjamas. I hadn't taken enough with me, so I just nipped in there and took them. Linda took this photo. I didn't know she'd taken it. This is on the promenade again. And this is us getting dressed to go out. The hotel pool again. Now, what I was trying to show you is on the first floor, they've all got swim-up pools. There's supposed to be beautiful rooms there. And what the hotel manager was telling us, or the man at reception was, that you could just book them like for the last 2 days of your holiday if you wanted, you know, if there was availability. Although on the website it does say that you've got to book them for at least 5 days. But it did say if there was availability and you just wanted to upgrade for a couple of days, because they do look amazing, you know. I mean, we couldn't see in the rooms, but he said the rooms have got a lot more in them than the normal ones. This is actually as people watching from the pool. It's a great place to sit and people watch. I think we were sat on our sunbeds here, just watching everyone walk past. It's lovely. One thing that I thought was unusual, well, not unusual, but makes you see the difference, soft drinks were very cheap in Benidorm. It makes you realise how expensive they are over here. I mean, I can't remember what soft drink I got, but it was 80 cents. It wasn't even €1. Whereas over here, they're practically as expensive as alcohol. It was amazing, the difference. Now we went to Sinatras bar again, and this was a Tom Jones, well, they call him Benidorm Tom. It was a Tom Jones tribute act. There's lots of tribute acts in Benidorm, but the standard of the standard of entertainment was really good. You know, he was very, very good. Benidorm Tom, that was what he was called. They did have some good acts on in the Sinatras. But one night when we went in, it was so packed, we actually went across to a hotel across the road. I can't remember what it was called, Linda would know. But it did have really good entertainment. There was a very good comedian on. And then there was somebody called, what was it called, Ruby something. It was a drag artist comedian who was very good. I think they've both been on Britain's Got Talent. We just used to get a taxi to the entertainment each night. To be truthful, I prefer to stay in the quieter area, you know, on the beach, than round this area, although there's lots of entertainment round this area. This is our hotel again. I don't know that you can hear. I'm doing this voiceover in my back room and the door's open. And the birds are singing. I mean, it's tea time, but all the birds are singing. I don't think you can hear them. But if you can, that's what it is. It's when I'm doing the voiceover. Although there were lots of parakeets and that in Benidorm. You can see it's gone cooler at night because people have got the coats on. The sky was a beautiful ink blue. Can you see? The contrast between that and the sand was stunning. And these are the palm trees coming out of the beach. It's lovely. That was me going down for a photo. I kept saying I wanted a photo with a palm tree, so Linda took one. There I am, hiding behind a tree. The colours were stunning. You know, the sky and the sand, it was lovely. This was a bar that we went to and had a drink in the late afternoon, actually. A lot of people watching the football. I think that rock's Calpe. I'm not sure. My friend used to live near Benidorm. She lived at Altea, and we went to stay with them a couple of times, and they took us to Calpe once. It was lovely. And Guadalest, that was lovely. Here we are, the beach again. Isn't it lovely? I think they must have spent a lot of money on the promenade because it's really, you know, it's really nice. Here I am, and I think I'm only drinking a lemonade, actually. Or it might have even been a water. I think it was a sparkling water. Me and my sister-in-law. Now, the hotel was doing a special dinner for Valentine's Day, which we didn't go to. I mean, actually, it didn't start until 10:15 in the evening, which is late for eating, isn't it? It was like a 5-course dinner. But this was the setup of it. I thought it was nice, so I just took a quick shot of it. Now this, we went to see, I can't remember what the bar was called, but we went to see someone called Pablo Bloom, and he does do tours of England. He was very good. I think if you Google him, you can see him on YouTube. It was really good. I think he went on Britain's Got Talent. I don't think he did very well on it, but I did watch the video of it on YouTube, and it looked like they didn't really give him much opportunity to say it. This is, Linda and I went to the Old Town. Was this the day before we were coming home? We went into the Old Town, which I loved the Old Town. I thought it was lovely. Everywhere you go, you can see that rock. Now, this is the buffet in the hotel. I did try and film it for you, the dinner buffet, because we were stayed half board. It was very difficult, though, because there was lots of people there, and you can't be intrusive, really. This area, they call it the show kitchen or something, and there's a few hot dishes there that the gentleman's made, but he does cook to order. There was usually a fish and a meat. I think it was chicken that night, I'm not sure. And then there's the big buffet. As you can see, it was very busy. The food was very good, actually. I mean, when we stayed at the Yaramar in Bella, when we're at Fungarola in October, I have to say the food there was excellent. Probably a little bit more choice there because it's a much bigger hotel. But there was certainly lots of choice here. The salads were beautiful. It's difficult for me to show it here because, you know, like, people were trying to get the food. I didn't want to be intrusive on them. But I just thought if anybody's going to stay at that hotel, it's interesting to see, you know. It was very varied. And then there was like an ice cream fridge where it was like ice creams and lollies and choc ices, cornettos, things like that. I suppose there's less waste when you do that. And there was always lots of fruit, always. Both at breakfast and dinner. If you didn't want dinner, you could have lunch. You know, we did have lunch one day. The day we went to Benidorm Palace, we actually had lunch instead of dinner. I'm not a big dessert eater, but I did have a couple and they were lovely. I don't really have a sweet tooth. I much prefer savouries. Back to the buffet again. This is after dinner. We were sat out by the pool. This is in the old town. We went for tapas. This is what they call Tapas Alley. All the way down, there is little tapas bars. The tapas was beautiful. This man was singing. It wasn't very PC, a lot of what he was singing, so I've probably edited a lot of it out. It was a little bit rude, some of it. Look at this is what we ordered, but honestly, the tapas was beautiful. I go in a minute and show it you again. This is a couple that we got friendly with. And the waiter, who was trying to entertain us all. Linda. This was where we went. I can't pronounce it. El Bodrigon or Bodigon or something. As you can see, there's all different tapas bars down this. Well, they call it Tapas Alley. There's me. I had to put my glasses on to read the menu. We put our jumpers on at this stage because it had gone quite cool. I think the waiter had taken my camera off me at this point. It was delicious what we had. Can you hear the dogs fighting? They're just running, they're both fighting one another. Play fighting. Stop it, girls. So this is inside the tapas bar. Look at all the different tapas, it's beautiful. Very different to what we get over here when when you're having tapas. I certainly would go to the old town again. We only went one day because things kept happening, And my leg was bad one day and I didn't want to do all the walking round, but I certainly would go there again. Linda's been to Benidorm a few times. We were so lucky with the weather. I hope I'm not boring you too much with this, but you can always forward wind it. This is in the old town again. This is on the front. Or should I say the promenade? Here's Linda again in the breeze. It was starting to go cold then at the front. You can see we've put our cardigans on. There was lots of, well, I think there were doves in this square here, and people were feeding them. They did sell bird feed for you to feed them. And as you can see, they landed on people. They're beautiful. As soon as they saw somebody got some feed, they were on them, you know. Very tame. There's lots of them. And then, just like that, it's time to go home. This is our drive to the airport. Now, that was a little bit traumatic because we got a private transfer and we waited. They were supposed to be picking us up at 9:15, and at 10 o'clock they hadn't turned up, and we were getting really worried because it's a good hour away from the airport, and our flight was at 12:30. Anyway, Linda rang up EasyJet, and eventually, you know what it's like when you're going through these call centres, she eventually got through to the right people, and we explained that our transfer hadn't turned up. Anyway, to cut a long story short, they did sort it out, but he was well over an hour late, and we were worried about getting to the airport, but the guy that took us was very good. It wasn't his fault. It was obviously somebody else who hadn't turned up. And we ended up going in a Mercedes minibus with just Linda and I in there. But all was well that ended well. We got to the airport in time. So it was a bit of a rush, but we did get there. But it causes you a lot of stress, doesn't it? So the saga of our airport journey wasn't very good. But anyway, we had a lovely holiday. And thank you for watching. Hi, well, I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm sorry if the editing wasn't very good. It's a bit difficult, you know, when you've got so many bits and bobs to put together, getting them in the right order and things like that. But I hope you can see some of it, and I hope it might give some of you you know, an insight into Benidorm, because you tend to see all the bad bits of Benidorm, don't you? And, you know, there are areas that are quite tacky, but there are anywhere, you know, in Blackpool there is, you know, so, but there's some beautiful areas. And I have to say, it's ideal for anybody who's disabled because the promenade's so flat and so easy to navigate. It's really nice. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. And if you haven't subscribed and you think you'd like to, I'd love it if you subscribe. It's absolutely free. And more than half the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. Maybe they only pop in and watch them once and don't think they want to subscribe to me. I don't know. But if you're not one of those people and you would like to watch more of my videos, I'd be really grateful if you would subscribe and give me a thumbs up or a comment. Thank you so much. And if you tick on the bell... Sorry, my storage ran out on my phone. It's because I've got a lot of footage from my holiday. So I've had to delete a load of things just as I was finishing the video. Anyway, as I was saying, if you'd like to subscribe, please consider subscribing. And thank you for watching. And I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye-bye.